everybody to today's reading on what am I leaving behind for a more prosperous, beautiful, exciting future. So, you know how we have to create space in our lives to attract something more. Like if your room is already crowded with a lot of furniture, it's hard to bring in a new sofa that you always wanted. So there's like a clearing out to do. And once you do that, you're able to attract something better for yourself. So today's reading is going to look at what are we leaving behind. This can be a relationship, a mental belief, an emotional attachment, something physical. It could be anything, and I'm very excited for this reading as usual because it is going to be, I feel, valid for my own journey. So let's start the reading by picking out 3 cards from the deck of characters for us to choose from. So let's see, what card wants to come out for pile number 1? What is pile 1 leaving behind? Okay, so we have the farmer. What is pile 2 leaving behind? What is pile 2 leaving behind? We have the moon. What's pile 3 leaving behind? Blood. Ooh, intense. Okay, so these are the 3 piles to choose from, and you will find the timestamps for them in the description box below. Feel free to meditate on each, and whichever draws your attention the most, you can find the, as I already mentioned, the timestamp in the description box. So see you there. Welcome pile 1, those of you who chose this farmer card. Since this came out in reverse, I'm going to read it like that. So from what is coming through with this card is that, you know how chill he is, how cool he is about doing his job. He's very calm and at peace. He's not like, oh no, winter is coming, I have to harvest. Like, he doesn't seem to be in a hurry. He's quite chilled and relaxed, and probably that is something that you had not experienced before. Perhaps you were always, very go and let's do this, let's do that, like always, in a hurry to do something, finish things. That is definitely changing for you guys. Let's take a look at your soul truth self-awareness card deck to see what else wants to come through. What is pile 1 leaving behind to attract something more prosperous? What is pile 1 leaving behind? Okay, so definitely there is some judgment that you have placed on somebody in your life right now. Sort of, there can be some energy of perhaps blaming this other person for something. So let's get some more cards using the Kipper deck. What is pile 1 leaving behind? What is pile 1 leaving behind? Yeah, it is related to your peace of mind, because this says toil and labor. So perhaps you were placing some harsh judgment on the person with whom you were working with, because probably you thought you always had to like work and toil and like put a lot of effort and energy into the work that you were doing, and perhaps you were not respected or given enough appreciation for the hard work that you put in, and you always like had this sort of fear that if I don't do this, then I will lose this job or I will not get paid or something like that. So there was like a lot of anxiety regarding security. But with this farmer card in reverse, I see it going away for you, which is, oh, what a relief, man, to live without this sort of fear. Let's ask the chakra cards. What is pile one? Letting go of. What is pile one? Yup. It is talking about service and it is talking about feeling guilty. Uh, so this is a very clear message here. Pile one. So there is this energy, where when you don't work you feel guilty. So this is like a toxic pattern that is prevalent in our society, because even in jobs, when you're in a commercial sector and suppose you're allotted some work, you first work in office from like 9 to 5 or whatever, then you come back home, do your chores, and then go back to work. So it's like, always feeling like you have to work, you're expected to work, and you feel guilty if you do something that is not related to this, and you're always like, I have to work, I have to work, otherwise I feel guilty. And that's like a very clear message, as you can see. It is about, not feeling guilty. It is about understanding that what you put in is enough, that you don't need to force yourself to work, because this is more of a voice inside your mind. And we sometimes think that we need to work hard to be successful or to keep our jobs, but the truth is that stress is injurious to our health. And this is something that I've recently got information about, is that when your body is relaxed is when your intuition works. If your body is always so tense, the subtle energy, the subtle chi that flows through your body gets it is you are imperceptible to the chi that flows through you, and you need to have a certain level of relaxed vibe about you, your mental state, your body. You have to be relaxed enough to receive these nudges, to receive these messages from the universe. And because that is the natural state of being, when we are forcing ourselves to do something, and we are stressing ourselves out, we lose the connection with this universe, with the source, with our higher self. And that is what causes all the diseases, which you will see perhaps in some of my other videos on color therapy. And it talks about how a thought pattern leads to a physical ailment. And that's why, it's important to not be so harsh on yourself, and to realize your worth and realize what you do is enough, and not feel guilty if you're not working. That is something that you are letting go of, and letting go of that bickering voice in your mind that tells you that you need to work on this, otherwise, based on some fear. And that is what you're releasing. Let's get some cards from the self-awareness deck. So let's see, what is pile one? Letting go of, releasing to attract something better. What is pile one? Letting go of to attract something better. What is pile one? Letting go of to attract something better. That's too many cards. Yeah, this is very true. I'll take this one. I'll see which one resonates the most. I feel I understand what this means, and this is like, I will keep that aside. I will tell you directly what that means. Okay, so that's all. So I'll shuffle again. Okay, what is pile one releasing anymore? Things that pile one needs to know about what they're releasing, to attract something better. Okay, so we have, so all the superficiality is being released. You understanding what is not in alignment with your true self, and it's all about, truth, balancing your truth. Understanding what is making you feel rejected, and attracting better connections. So what this is telling me is that in the past, because you were so perhaps, felt guilty about not doing what you're expected to do, and putting your own truth on the back burner, and uh, like doing what others were expecting you to do and telling you to do, and you were forcing yourself to subdue your own truth. But that is something that you are leaving behind, because you understand what is not in alignment with your true nature. You have learned to recognize your own truth, and you recognize that your truth supersedes what anybody else says. Even if the whole world says something else and your truth tells you something else, it is your truth that you have to go with. That sort of thing. You are understanding because you've understood your true essence, because you've understood what makes you happy, you've understood what makes you feel trapped. You have developed enough self-love and self-worth. You have recognized, not developed, you have recognized your self-worth, and you recognize your how gifted and how abundant you are, and how people have been treating you, which is so not a match. And the superficial card says you are aware that a high vibration is what is most important, aiming for truth, peace, happiness. So you have recognized that no amount of you cannot trade your freedom, peace of mind, and happiness for any amount of money in the world. And that, yes, we sometimes fear that, if we give this up, how are we going to survive? We'll not be able to take care of ourselves and our family. But the truth is, that is not the way to be. There is a way that our soul has decided for us to reach our true potential, our abundance. And we can do that by giving more time, attention, and energy to nurturing ourselves, doing things that we love. And when we start doing that, we attract this abundance for ourselves. And when we keep forcing ourselves to do something else, pushing ourselves to overwork and overexploit ourselves, we attract a very limited sort of relationships that force you to do that, do a particular thing a particular way, and they are really not in alignment with your true self. They don't allow you to creatively express yourself, whatever the job may be. You don't have to be an artist to be able to have creative expression. When somebody micromanages, like tells you do this, to do this like this, it's like there's no mental freedom, no creative expression. Like, you're being like spoon fed to do it this way, and your own personal thought is not being acknowledged and respected, and that is something that is very harmful for your soul's evolution. So if you're resonating with this sort of situation, universe is guiding you to release this mental dialogue in yourself that says that you have to work, you have to do it, otherwise this or otherwise that. uh, have trust in the universe that when you speak your truth and be your truth, yes, there may be things that leave your reality, like perhaps a toxic job situation, but what left is going to bring something that is going to fulfill you at your soul. It's going to take care of your financial needs. When we follow our soul purpose, our abundance is ensured in our material sense, emotional sense, physical sense, every sense of the way. And so it is very important to first realize our truth by checking with our feelings, what is making us feel happy and what is making us feel drained. And whatever is making us feel drained, start detaching yourself from that and start putting more energy from what makes you feel happy and light. And you have realized that there's nothing in the world to more important than your own peace of mind, happiness, and freedom. And anything that keeps you away from that, you are saying no to that. And that's what bringing in this beautiful, calm, chill, confident vibe by you first realizing your self-worth and then letting go of anything that does not serve you. And yes, there may be some anger regarding this, regarding the person who made you feel guilty and made you work hard, but they were there to make you realize your true path, your they were sort of, a reflection of you, of how your mind was treating your soul. So, by seeing that, like in your reality, you were able to check your own mind patterns, change that, and that's what changed your reality. So in a way, they did you a favor. And there may be some harsh judgment on them for treating you like that, not ever respecting you or validating you or appreciating your presence in the group. But um, that was really to make you strong enough to see, to stand up for yourself, to not seek validation from other people, not depend on other people to validate your truth. And as hard as it was to push you in this direction. And Karmic Lesson 5 says, overcoming fear of living, learning to live life to the fullest, taking opportunity to experience travel, meet new people, broaden your vision, learning to embrace change, overcoming rigidity and flexibility, to have faith flow with your life, to change and grow through experience. So perhaps your views on life were very rigid. You perhaps were acting on a very distorted masculine energy before, which thinks that this is the only way to go about it, or if I do this, this is right, if I do this, this is wrong, and this is good and this is bad, and I have to stick to the schedule, and I have to do this and I have to do that. So it was a lot of rigidity, and the flow within you, the intuition was not able to flow freely, and that was keeping you stuck in this very stressful environment. But as you start to listen more to your intuition and get in tune with your universal flow, by relaxing, by being kind to yourself, by loving yourself, by not being so rigid, by allowing and accepting everything for what it is, and having so much love and respect for yourself, that you are now attracting healthy matches for yourself in terms of relationships, in terms of occupations, jobs, in every way. You're attracting a better environment for yourself, for you to seed yourself in. And now we're gonna look at what charms want to come out for you, pile one. So I recently added some new charms. Let's see if any of those come out. So let's see, what is pile one releasing to attract something better for them? Yeah, let me just place all of them where they belong, so that I can get a better look. Okay. Okay, so this is the waterfall landscape I made, and this is all about, being in your natural state of being, flowing, not being rigid, not being stuck. This is like free flowing, in tune with your true nature. We are 70% water, and water is meant to flow. If water remains stagnant, it rottens. So, like that. So, you have to keep flowing it and embracing change and embracing the rocks along the way. And yeah, just allowing yourself to trust the universe that wherever this flow leads you is going to be um, what is going to make you feel fulfilled, happy, and abundant. This card talks about definitely like, authority, and this is like your work environment where perhaps you were a student or a teacher or something like that, or this can be like perhaps you're meant to teach other people through your experience, about by sharing your truth, by sharing how you were able to attract your abundance. Perhaps this is something that you will do and teach and explore. And this card is this charm is, oh, before that, I want to go to this one. So this is like a to-do list. Like, you always have like, okay, I need to do this, and this. Whether you're feeling up for it or not, you kind of force yourself to a schedule without checking in with yourself. What are you feeling inspired to do? And when we don't check up with ourselves, we can feel very, jaded and bored and feel very low and low in spirits, a light dim, like we diminish our light by forcing ourselves to do anything. It's, always good to live an inspiring life and follow your flow. So this is talking about not feeling guilty about, crossing everything on the checklist, being your own boss, being your own authority, trusting that you are guided to your bliss by following your heart. You don't need to overwork yourself with too many things, simplifying your life. This is talking about walking your true path, however it may be something very unconventional, but you being so in like grounded to your truth that you know that that is what you're going to pursue, and not being affected by what anybody else says. And this again is like, relaxed, this like sleep charm, the guy sleeping with a pillow and a sheet. And this is like, living a relaxed life, which is very opposite to this toil and labor, not forcing yourself to do anything, just, relax, being relaxed so that you're in touch with your true higher self, and that guides you throughout to navigate your life in a more happy, peaceful way. Now, this charm, as I've talked about in several videos, is like my favorite charm, where this little mermaid is diving into the depths of the ocean. And this is like, once you know the deepest, darkest truth about yourself, you have this sense of confidence. Like, you just know yourself. You just are in so touch with yourself that you're not swayed by external, you're not swayed by what other people say. You see the illusions for what they are, and you see what is going to make you happy. And you might have very different beliefs from everybody else, but that does not bother you because you're so confident and so in touch with your true self. And this bike and family is like attracting healthy connections for yourself that are balanced, that don't over exploit you or make you feel guilty, and life flows more freely. This is also talking about, abundance, attracting abundance when you leave this sort of toxic environments, attracting a healthy relationships, attracting healthy job environment. And this is like, fun and travel with this bike card charm, just enjoying life, exploring nature, biking, hiking, just keeping yourself doing everything that makes you feel light and happy, and full of wonder, and makes you believe in magic. And magic exists because intuition is so magical. When we start exploring it, it's like, and this unlimited sort of feeling, because it is unlimited. Like, there's so much to explore, because what you don't know consciously, you don't know where it ends, sort of. It's like unlimited. There's no boundary, there's no limitations. The only limitation, as people say, is what your brain puts, what your mind puts on it. So, there's this new future that you're attracting. This after releasing this sort of unhealthy environment, what you're attracting is this limitless, boundless freedom, mental freedom, creative freedom, abundance, happiness, balance, and that's just beautiful. Padawan. So that was very inspiring to read, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number 2. Those of you who chose this card of the moon, what you are leaving behind to attract a prosperous future is the moon represents everything that's hidden. Um, so what is coming through for this card is that you're leaving behind a lot of confusion. You're leaving behind not trusting your intuition. You're leaving behind doubting yourself, and you're leaving behind doubting the universe. You're getting in touch with your feminine side. You're getting in touch with your intuition, and you trust the universe more now. And you're embracing every part of yourself, and you're not afraid to shine anymore. You're not afraid to share your truth and shine. So let's see what other card wants to come out for pile 2. What is pile 2 leaving behind to attract something better? Let's see what pile 2 is leaving behind. Yeah, distant horizon. So this is talking about the lack of clarity about the future. Or this can also talk about, perhaps you felt like there was a lot of delay in achieving something, which is the time is now, sort of. Let's see what else wants to come out. What is pile 2 leaving behind to attract something better? Let's take a card from the Soul's Awareness. What else could this mean? See, this is confusion. This is doubt, confusion. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? So this is talking about the feminine energy. And like incorporating more self-love, more kindness towards yourself, your inner dialogue, changing that to a more compassionate one. You know how we can have a dialogue in our mind which can say, you're not good at this, why aren't you doing this, you should be doing this and not this, and all of that. So that is like a reflection of lack of self-love, and you becoming aware of all the places where you need to infuse more self-love and compassion. So perhaps now you will, instead of saying I need to do this and this today, you will see, okay, let's see what am I feeling inspired to do in this moment, and just trusting the universe that you are taken care of and you're safe and protected, and you don't need to feel anxious about your security. So let's see what the chakra cards have to say. What is pile 2 leaving behind to attract something better? Grief and forgiveness. So this is talking about a lot of past energies with this distant horizon. So in the past, this can also mean like in the past, like there's this bondage, unhealthy attachment to a lot of people. Perhaps you are letting go of a lot of hurt, wounds, because with both the grief and forgiveness card and this like little child, so there's like a little lot of inner child. She's holding a dog and the rhino is holding a baby. So this is like, rhino is the hard exterior and the inner child is the pure essence of our being. So by you choosing to forgive and grieve and giving your inner child the self-love that was perhaps missing from your past, by nurturing that part of yourself that feels hurt and needs to find this hard exterior to protect herself or himself, you are by choosing to heal that and not hold anger, resentment against the people who might have hurt you. And by choosing to release that, wound, by grieving, by healing, by loving, and by forgiving, you are detaching yourself, this anchor, this bondage, you're detaching yourself, your identity with your past, and you're identifying now more with your inner child, your true self, your loving, kind, compassionate self. You're identifying now with the universe, the moon, the sun, the stars. You understand that you're a divine being, and um, that that your natural state of being is of love, because we are all souls cut out from the source, which is pure unconditional love. And with the experiences and the mind and the ego, this self love gets covered up by a lot of illusions that we need to release to go back to the truth of our being, and then finding the abundance that we deserve. So, this is talking about a lot of clarity, a lot of incorporation of feminine energy with moon and compassion. And distorted feminine energy can often mean like not trusting your intuition. When we don't trust our intuition, um, that is like distorted feminine energy. And by you forgiving and releasing this wounds that you might have experienced back in the day, and you know, yeah, this past, releasing the past, the pain, the distorted feminine energy. um, when we are in the distorted feminine energy, the relationships that we attract, whether it's a boss, a father, or a partner, or any friend, the energy is also distorted, their energy is also distorted. So if like we, let's say, are in distorted feminine energy of being needy, and always wanting somebody else to love us, um, the masculine figure in the relationship will always um, like not be able to love you in the way you expect them to, because they are also mirroring the distortedness. They will perhaps give more time and attention to their work or somebody else or something else. And there needs to be a balance within, by you giving your own inner child love, and then you will be able to attract balanced relationships, be it any aspect of your life. So let's see what cards want to come out for pile 2. What is pile 2 leaving behind to attract something better? So let's see what cards want to come out from the self-awareness deck. What is pile 2 leaving behind? Okay. So this is very much in alignment with what I was saying about, your affection being imbalanced in the past, which you're now balancing. So this is the new, beautiful, prosperous future you are attracting by balancing out any lack from within. So perhaps in the past, as this says, you were perhaps somebody who got very excitable and curious and anxious, and perhaps you had this feeling of always um like trying to, like, being very excitable, being very triggered by things, by blaming perhaps other people for not like giving you the time and attention you deserve, and like worrying is the word that I was looking for, worrying about um trying to control in the external, always being the one to approach perhaps, or overworking yourself, or any extreme um state, like the generally the feminine distorted energy is one which tries to overwork, which tries to spoon feed everything to the people around. So perhaps like for kids, the feminine energy, a distorted feminine energy would be one where she puts her own needs um, down the drain and makes sure the children are happy. And let's say she's always like, perhaps a distorted feminine energy would be one where she's doing the work for the children that children should be doing for themselves, or um, you know living through the child, like saying that I did this sacrifice for you and now you have to do this for me, like that sort of imbalance, like our conditional love sort of, where you're expecting something, where you're doing things out of obligation, that sort of. And when you share something, you want the other person to share in return, or there's this like expectation, a lot of unhealthy expectations, unrealistic expectations, neediness, clinginess sort of vibe. So um like I was watching Desperate Housewives, and there's this character Susan Meyer, and she represents the distorted energy in the way that she's always trying to um, she invites drama in her life by poking her nose, by being too extra curious, by she has if there's some a crime scene, she's so curious she cannot help but dive into the danger herself, even if it's not her own business. She's like poking her nose to make sure, like she like calling for drama, like, so that sort of thing. And or there's this other female, Brie Vandekamp, and she is distorted feminine energy by um having, that's more masculine actually, by having a very fixed idea about what is right and what is wrong, and not expressing her emotions, like controlling a lot for suppression of a lot of emotions. And what's the other character? Yeah. Yeah, so Gabriel Solis, the other character, this is becoming more of a review of Desperate Housewives, but it was interesting to watch, so I just want to share what I think. So, Gabriel Solis, the other character, she represents distorted feminine energy by, seeking instant gratification. So, one example would be her daughter liked this guy, and she did not get a Valentine's Day card back from him, so she was really sad. And Gabrielle, she didn't like seeing her child sad, so she made a fake uh, Valentine's card and named it with the guy's name that the child, that her daughter wanted to hear from, and that made her happy in the moment, so she got her instant gratification. But in the long run, when she found out that her mother had done it, she became more hurt as a result. So it's like choosing instant gratification, not seeing how things are going to, like, by lying, it's going to hurt more than accepting the truth for what it is. So all that represents distorted feminine energy, and it can come in various ways. So understanding whatever your um, where you were imbalanced, because we all are, and we're trying to seek balance eventually in our lives so that we can attract this unlimited abundance in terms of relationships, finances, and everything. So you are doing that basically, which is amazing. So you are realizing what needs to be healed, and you are becoming more in touch with your balanced energies. And this is saying career, you are in alignment with your soul purpose and career. So perhaps in the past you were doing something that was more not in alignment with you, but by healing all this, you are attracting a career that is more in alignment with you, and you don't really you couldn't care less about what other people have to say about it, because you have learned your lessons, and now you see the illusions, you see the truth basically, and you are not afraid to shine your light. So basically the moon is like borrowed light from the sun, people say, right? So um it's like you were shining because you thought that uh you're meant to borrow somebody else's, like basically you were doing what you were expected to do, but now you are coming into this balancing. By balancing out your feminine and masculine, you sort of having your own light, and you're not afraid to shine it anymore, so like that. And divine self is saying this person is coming as their divine self and offering unconditional love to you in the physical. So, this is perhaps related to a career because you have aligned yourself. This person is going to come, a divine counterpart, a beautiful soul match for you in terms of career, is going to come in and offer you something beautiful in your physical, because this is saying it's going to be physical. And um, yeah, because this is below distant horizon, there may be still some time before they come in, but yeah, it's on its way. And the control card says you have successfully surrendered and allowed the divine to take charge, bringing about harmony in the situation. If it has not yet manifested, it will be in divine timing. So it's a matter of divine timing. And this delay that you might be feeling right now is not to punish you or anything. There's still some closing out to do that you may not be consciously aware of. And the universe is saying just trust and have faith. Everything will come to light in its own time, and you will very soon be aligned to whatever you are seeking. And this is saying that by you surrendering, by you choosing to surrender and trust, you are bringing about a beautiful harmony in your life, aligning yourself with your true nature, your higher self, and you're manifesting really prosperous future for yourself. So what you're leaving behind is the distorted energies that you um, that were perhaps you were conditioned to believe, but by you acknowledging it, realizing it, healing it, you are bringing a beautiful balance within, which is attracting your unlimited abundance in the physical. And wow, I almost was about to end this reading, but let's see. Let's get some charms for you guys. So, what is Balji leaving behind to attract something beautiful in the future? See, this is something I added yesterday. This is like the Dagger charm. And this is for me represents neediness, codependency, like because we don't realize our self-worth and we are focusing on worrying, needing other people to make us happy, making somebody else as the source of happiness. The codependency charm also came out. So this is talking about depending on distorted masculine energies perhaps for your sense of security, which kind of kept you in chains, and you sort of depending on somebody else for your source of happiness or your finances or something like that. But by you aligning yourself to your soul purpose, you are gaining freedom. And this is talking about, again, like isolating yourself. This is the castle surrounded by water. So, isolating yourself from um, distorted energies, from temporarily you might have gone through this hermit mode where you were doing all this healing work. And yeah, this is the charm of divine timing. So this is like it will come to you in divine timing, whatever you are um, manifesting. And this charm is of walking away. So this charm is this pink person walking away from the green person, and this is like you walking away from pain. This is grief. Green is also representing the grief. So you're walking away from certain harmful people who with this charm, this is like person putting themselves second. So as I was talking about the distorted feminine energy, placing themselves as a second priority in their own lives is ending. You choosing, this is the charm of choice. You are choosing to walk away in a different direction, take a different path, and not be stuck in your old patterns and relationships that only take from you and don't nurture you in return. And this is talking about finding your own success, being independent, being your own authority, balancing your masculine, feminine, achieving your goals. And this is for me paint can with a brush, and this is for me like painting your own reality. So you are painting your own reality by choosing to walk away from what does not serve you, what is not in alignment with you, and not choosing to put yourself second anymore in your life, or depending on unhealthy relationships that keep you in distorted energy. You choosing better for yourself in terms of relationships. So that's your reading, pile two. Very inspiring indeed. And if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and I'll see you guys later. Welcome, pile number three. As you can see with my bloody nail polish, I almost see like this card with these nails falling off. I know this is weird, but that's what I first thought when I saw this. So perhaps it can be, like artificial nails chipping off. So this is like becoming your true self. And this is like purifying yourself at the blood level, detoxifying is what I'm getting. So let's see, get more details on you, pile three. Okay, let's see, what is pile three leaving behind to attract something better? What is pile three leaving behind today? Okay, so we have adjudication, intense, judgment. Let's see. Let's get more cards before. Okay, let's see. What is pile three leaving behind to attract something better? What is pile three leaving behind today? What is pile three leaving behind? Okay. What is pile three leaving behind for attracting something better? Interesting. This is same as pile two. I just want to see if this is what wants to come out for you guys as well. No, I should reshuffle. La, 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 la. Okay, let's see. What is pile three leaving behind? What is pile three leaving behind? We have to take that. Where can I ask for more help in my life? Okay. Let's take a look at your chakra cards. What is pile three leaving behind to attract something better? What is pile three leaving behind? Ta-da! This makes sense with isolation and faith in regards to confusion. La, 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 la. So yeah, let me stop singing. So pile three, this is more like, you detoxifying yourself after a period of isolation. So you have been detoxifying yourself at the very core, and that took you a lot of time by yourself, but perhaps you tend to uh, find more comfort in doing things by yourself more, because this is saying, where can I ask for more help in my life? And this to me feels like um, trusting the universe and asking for help, asking questions, and then being receptive to seeing the answers. The universe, you can set a intention and a question and ask the universe, like, to show you, and the universe will find a way to show it to you, and you don't have to be super psychic or intuitive to get that. The universe will make it awfully evident till you receive the messages. So um, it can be through TV shows, something that it's going to feel like, oh, like that something will click very distinctly, and that will be your answer. It can be like anything. It can be on a show, or as you're talking to other people, or overhearing other people. It can be in so many ways. The universe makes sure we get the answers. So that is something that universe is encouraging you at this time. And because there seems to be a lot of confusion, and there is a lot of faith required on your part, that there are other people, other beings that are guiding you. And this judication, it feels like soul contracts. It's like you have signed contracts with people as your higher self, to experience certain lessons in life. So perhaps you may be struggling currently with a relationship, and you're wondering, when is it going to be over? And the universe is saying, see, you've signed your contracts, it will happen. And just like you've signed your contract with the present person, you have also signed a contract with the future person, and what is meant for you will not miss you in any way. So just having faith and just being okay with this sense of confusion for now, knowing that it's okay to not know all the answers, and that just having faith is enough to just having faith in yourself and the universe is going to be very helpful at this time. So let's see, what is pile 2 leaving behind? So this is definitely talking about you leaving behind isolation and confusion, and um, embracing um, faith in yourself, in the universe, and you not being afraid to seek help from others. So let's see, from the self-awareness deck, what is pile 3 leaving behind, and what are they attracting now? So what is pile 3 leaving behind? Yes. Let me just ask if these cards are for you guys, or should I reshuffle? Are these cards for you? No. Yeah, I have to reshuffle. Okay, what is pile 3 leaving behind? What is pile 3 leaving behind? What is pile 3 leaving behind? Okay, a lot of stuff, pile 3. La, 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 la. So there's definitely new beginnings for you here, confirmed by the universe, by you being open. Beautiful, pile 3. Change. Illusion. Communication. That ties in with the isolation card. So what are you leaving behind, pile number 3? So what you're leaving behind is old patterns, beliefs, circumstances. Perhaps you in the past um, were not open to conflict. Perhaps you had this pattern of people pleasing, and this is not meant for you to be like, I'm not meaning it as hurtful or trigger. Um, it's like, awareness brings healing, and I have nothing but love to offer in this channel. So don't be triggered. But this is like you perhaps in the past yeah, avoided conflict by not speaking your truth, just going with whatever the other person is saying. You're like, whatever, doesn't make a difference. That's it. It like ties in with communication and isolation. So perhaps you did not find it important to share your voice in the past. Like if there was a conflict, you would avoid it because you thought that conflict is always unhealthy and toxic. But the truth is, conflict is very healthy for our expansion. um, Whenever we have this sort of conflict, that brings us an opportunity to expand our perspective, and the more we expand our perspective, the closer we get to our higher selves, because our higher self holds multiple perspectives at once. So perhaps what I mean by this, I'll give an example. So let's say perhaps you have the perspective that dancing is good. Now somebody else has a perspective of dancing is bad. Now trying to understand why two people hold such contradictory um, perceptions about something, about the same thing, and trying to incorporate the positive, like just understanding their viewpoint, where they are coming from, helps you expand your own perspective, and you become more flexible in your thinking. You become more open minded in your way of being, and that brings you closer to your higher self, who is more accepting. And the more you are able to accept opposing perspectives, the more peaceful and happy you become. So, conflict is very healthy. And by you letting go of these rigid beliefs about what is right, what is wrong, and perhaps you held very rigid beliefs about, how something really bad happened to you, how really badly people treated you, and just understanding where they were coming from. Perhaps that can be as simple as them suffering the same beliefs as a child. That is something conditioned to them through their ancestors. And so it's like they are not even aware sometimes of how they are acting. And it's not a judgment on yourself, but a projection of their own self, their own limitations that they were projecting on you. Just having this sense of understanding makes you so um, like expands you, expand opens your mind up to how people hold different perceptions and where they are coming from, and that brings you closer to your truth. So in a way, conflict was healthy. And perhaps let's say if it played out like in your life, there were always people who held the same belief, same sort of belief, um, then there would not have been any growth. Like the tree doesn't branch inwards, like it doesn't start um, like multiple branches fusing into one, because that is stopping the evolution. Evolution is about expanding, branching out, not branching inwards. So the diversity always is important for evolution, and that's the way our universe is diverse. And by you accepting the different diversities, um, helps you be your higher self. So this illusion, what you're leaving behind are the illusions of the ego, of the mind, that sees very in a very tunnel vision, a very limited perspective of reality. You're leaving that behind, and you're able to see clearly through multiple perspectives in a situation. And you understanding that uh, your voice is important, your perspective is important, no matter how experienced somebody might be. Your perception is unique to you, your experience, your soul journey is unique to you, and your perspective matters. You are a reflection of the self, very unique. You are a very unique reflection of the self that that deserves love, acceptance, and for others to be able to accept you, you first have to accept yourself. You first have to understand your own self-worth and importance, to be able to communicate not in an ostentatious manner, but in a grounded manner, um, choosing situations and people that mm, respect that are able to, that are open-minded, and they allow you the creative freedom and expression, um, and not keep you like bonded in a certain way of being. And yeah, as I was saying this, I saw this boundaries balance, people knowing their boundaries, people not over exploiting you, people not um, no people not thinking that they own you or anything, that you are not going to tolerate imbalances, and you're not scared to walk away um, when you are not treated the way you deserve with love and respect. And but that does not mean, like demanding love and respect, not giving it back. You have to accept the other person as they are as well. And if it's no longer a match, then definitely walk away, but never stop giving your love and respect, because what you project is what will come back to you also. And this is saying a new cycle begins, which is more harmonized than before. So perhaps, you felt like you had to give your blood away. You've given your blood away to something and you did not get tiniest bit back. But this is saying now you're going into situations where you don't have to give your blood away, because you have established healthy boundaries. So you don't overexploit yourself. You have healthy boundaries. You make sure you are your priority, and you don't trade your freedom and peace of mind for any amount of money or any job or position, because you realize what is truly important to you, which is balance. And with that, I will take out some charms for you, pile 3. So what is pile 3 leaving behind to attract something more prosperous? La, 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 la. This is again talking about, this is like, yeah, very cute charm. This is like there's a ghost trapped in the cage. So this is like ghost of the past, sort of, trapping your past, holding on to your past. And this is, yeah, this is beautiful, Rose. Um, Harmony, openness. So you are being open now. So perhaps you were either too closed off or too open. And this is also reminding me of, like, being too open, like giving everything away, sharing too much, um, giving to over exploiting yourself, giving away like too much of yourself to people who were toxic, imbalanced. But now that you have balanced yourself from within and established healthy boundaries, um, so this Olaf is representative of a healthy companion, playful companionship, um, and magic. So you're open to beautiful, magical relationships. This charm talks about, how we are um, self-conscious about our insecurities. So this is you letting go of limited beliefs about yourself, that you are not good enough. So you letting go of that, you realizing your true self, you realizing that as you start to love yourself, your body feels loved and it becomes healthy and in its natural state, and you don't have to stick to a certain shape or size to be beautiful. What makes you beautiful is your truth, and even if nobody else appreciates it, you appreciate it for yourself now. This is again the charm of overworking yourself, giving too much away. This is same as the blood charm, like over exhausting yourself to please other people or to meet expectations. And this is the level of manifestation where you're at. So this girl is dreaming of the seed grow, and she is this is probably like in the isolation state where you're dreaming, you're manifesting your dream reality into being. So that is representative of this. And the snail charm is like slow and steady progress towards your dream life, towards new cycles, towards openness, playfulness, healthy, balanced companionship, harmonized situations. And it's like slow and steady wins the race. So that's all for you, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I'll see you guys later.